Ballpark in Arlington. It's the Johnny Oates Show. Hello there, everybody. This is Eric Nadel with the Ranger skipper. It is opening day, and Johnny, Paul Molitor once said, it's the day we live for. Heart beating a little faster today?
Has been for a couple of days, knowing that we were going to have good weather and a good crowd and another opening day, live through another winter to see this day come about, and it's a very exciting time, high expectations for our ball club, and I can't wait to get started.
And a spring training that went pretty well, a couple of injury problems at the end, but did you accomplish everything that you meant to in spring training?
We really did. And
Oshman's offer ends 4/16/96.
Well, Brownie, have you visited your favorite websites lately? No, I'm not on the internet, but you are. Well, you better get on the net. Why? Because the Astros are on the net. Oh, really? As of today. And what can we find on the net for the Astros? Homepage is http://www.astros.com. Okay. Does that make any sense to you? Not really, but it will to somebody. Milo explained it to me. Okay. Yeah. That's a start. 1-0 Astros. Here's Derek May in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch from Martinez. He swings and shoots one foul on the ground, third base side, strike one. Fans can get information about players, ticket information, merchandise, and promotions are available at the website. Can also enter trivia contests and win tickets to Astros games. Get on that website. Well, Derek May is at it already. This is his second at-bat of the 96 season, and he's already broken a bat. Some guys are heartbreakers, and some guys are bat breakers. Here's the 0-1. He swings and foul tips at 0-2 the count on a fastball from Martinez. A little different look to the Astrodome here on this opening day with that picnic area with a lot of the advertising on the outfield walls. And the 0-2 pitch outside. You know, the great thing is the flowers that grew up there last year, they've come back and they look almost just as beautiful right now as they did last year. They survived all the frosts. Here's the 1-2 pitch. May swings and taps it foul. It's amazing, the horticulturalists we must have here in the Astrodome to be able to bring them back. Well, we had the Aggie band out here entertaining before the game. Perhaps we've got the Aggie horticulturalists, too. Well, that wouldn't hurt. They know what they're doing anyway. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-0 Astros, and the pitch. Hit in the air, soft fly ball, shallow left field, near the line. Blauer's back, and he catches it in fair territory. May retired, out number 1 now, and it'll be Sean Berry. Berry walked, and he has scored the only run of this game after his second inning base on balls. Kind of nice to make an immediate contribution after you come over to a team. Sometimes if you start off in a slump, you can put additional pressure as if there's not enough when you start off the season that way. But if you start off the season that way with a new team, it could really get bad. It really could. And the other thing that he has to feel a sigh of relief about is that his error didn't lead to any runs in the third inning. Right. 1 out. Here's the pitch from Martinez. Berry swings. There's a little bouncer past the pitcher. Second baseman to Shields over and flips sidearm onto Karros. 2 away now. Rick Wilkins next. That was a very nice first ball ceremony down on the field. Yeah, it was. Very interesting. You got your throw up there all right, too. Got it up there left-handed. I thought I was going to have a chance to practice a little bit. And as it turned out, I didn't. Well, there were other pressing issues like getting ready for this game. Rick Wilkins, the batter. He lined a 2-0 pitch for a hit into right field in the second. Here's the pitch now, and he takes it. It's a strike. I have to admit that generally speaking, it seems a little easier to throw a ball left-handed than it does to fill out a score sheet. Yeah. Here's the 0-1. Wilkins swings and misses at a pitch upstairs. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, it took us back a little bit to 1987 because Jose Cruz was down on the field throwing out one of those first balls. And Billy Doran was there, too. They were a part of the Astros opener and when they beat the Dodgers 4-3 here in '87. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swinging a foul ball back. In that game, Mike Scott beat Oral Hershiser 4-3. Cruz had the game-winning home run in the 7th inning, and that was his 11th opening day start. And Mike Scott, of course, was also an Astros MVP, and he couldn't make it here today. I think it was something about a pizza restaurant. Oh, outside. You mean he was opening one or somebody else was opening one? I think he was just visiting one. Oh. and then he'll be visiting his Stairmaster afterwards. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wilkins waiting, 1-0 Houston. Here it is from Martinez. He takes up and in a ball.
You know, Scotty is a web type of guy.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah. Does all his investments on the computer.
Didn't know that about him. If you had said Terry Poole or Craig Reynolds, it would have been more understandable.
They are too.
2-2 delivery. Wilkins takes outside. Ball 3. He's worked it back full now. The Astros have had at least 1 base runner in every inning so far. Wilkins trying to keep that trend up here in the 4th. Swindell and Valdez tomorrow night. 7:05 game time. Hope you can make it out for the first night game in the Astrodome in '96. Here's the 3-2 coming now. There's a bouncer to second. DeShields, after 2 easy hops, will flip him out.
From 4 until 7 p.m. And then on Wednesday, it'll be at Jones and West Road from 4 until 7 p.m.
And, of course, the homestand continues after a Thursday day off with the San Diego Padres over the weekend. So if you're near one of those shuttle locations, check it out. Drop by and save yourself a little effort. After 4, it's a 1-0 lead for the Astros. The hits are even at 3. The Astros have the only error in the game. And now for the 3rd time, here's Delino DeShields. He is grounded to first, and he's been caught looking.
I think those locations are Kroger stores, but they might be Randall's. So,
all right.
Look for the grocery store or the Walmart.
Look for the shuttle. You can't miss it. Shane taking a little extra time now. He goes to the rosin bag. Now goes up on the hill. He has a 1-0 lead. Piazza, Mondesi, and Hollinsworth have the hits. Here's the pitch. It's low outside. Ball 1.
DeShields has been sort of a disappointment for the Dodgers, but he did play well in the second half of last year when the Dodgers surge got them by the Rockies.
He swings and misses. 1-1.
If he could have the kind of year that most people have been predicting for him for the last 3 or 4 years and really have a breakthrough offensively, he could really make this a dynamic offense.
1-1 pitch. Line drive left center. Brian Hunter loping over. Whoa! Fine running catch.
Oh, man.
To the backhand side by Brian Hunter.
His momentum carried him almost to the left field line.
And he had such body lean. Carl Lewis would have been proud of him on that one, like he's a sprinter trying to strain at the tape, Larry. He really covered the ground.
Everyone's proud of him except Delino DeShields.
Brett Butler will be next. Butler 0 for 2. We're very sad to relate to you that the game in Cincinnati has been postponed due to the death of umpire John McSherry.
Afraid of that.
Very sad day in baseball. Here's the pitch to Butler, and it's inside. Ball 1. McSherry collapsed in the top of the 1st inning. The game will be played in its entirety tomorrow at 2:05 Eastern time. And baseball will mourn the loss of John McSherry.
Really fine gentleman.
Yes, he was a great
guy. He had
guy.
a sense of humor.
1-0 pitch. There's a high chop. This will be trouble. Biggio gets to it. Throws. Not in time. It's an infield hit for Butler. And John certainly was overweight. There's no disputing that. But what a tremendous fine heart. And I remember a time doing a television feature with him, Larry, on umpires rubbing up the baseballs as they do with that special mud to take the shine off them before the games. And he really had a wonderful sense of humor, talking about the different techniques umpires could use. And he was just trying to really relate to the fans. And he will be missed. John McSherry. So Butler has reached on an infield hit with 1 out. Now it's Mike Piazza. And the pitch. Line drive, base hit, center field. A screamer. Brian Hunter picks it up. Butler has time only to go to second. It was hit so hard by Piazza. He's 2 for 3 now.
Good thing he didn't get that one up.
Yeah. It was just so low. It was about knee high as it passed Shane Reynolds. So an infield hit. Now a screaming line drive. Have the Dodgers in business with Eric Karros coming up. He's 0 for 2. 5th inning of this ball game. It's 1-0. Shane Reynolds taking some extra time here.
Been having trouble getting his curveball over in this game. He's had pretty good command of his fastball and a good split finger pitch.
Karros waves the bat down low. Big RBI man for the Dodgers. their cleanup hitter. Here's the pitch. He swings a shot on the ground. That's a base hit to center. Butler's turning third and coming home. Brian Hunter throws in toward the plate. It comes in, not in time. Wilkins had come out in front of the plate, and that ties it at 1 on the single by Karros. Dodgers going right back up the middle for all 3 of their hits. Butler scoring. Piazza to second. And Karros with his first RBI of 96. So now Shane will hope to get a ball off the bat of Mondesi directed right at one of his infielders and get a double play. Mondesi 1 for 2. He got a shot in that left rib cage area on Saturday. Mondesi has promised this will be his biggest year. Here's the pitch to him. Line drive on, well, a ground ball foul outside third. There's strike 1 to Mondesi.
Promises, promises.
Yeah, he said, write it down. This will be my best year. Well, he had a pretty good year last year. But at his age, and the fact that he's an emerging young talent, growing in confidence, he signed a multi-year deal with the Dodgers. Certainly it could happen.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bit surprising.
1-1 game in the 5th now. Shane Reynolds at the belt. Here's the pitch. Mondesi swings, taps it foul behind him. 0-2. Piazza the runner at second. Karros at first. Mike Blowers is on deck. The Dodgers now have doubled the Astros hit total, 6-3. Houston has the only error in the game. Reynolds is at the belt. Dealing 0-2 now, and it's high. A ball, 2 strikes to Mondesi. Dodgers, of course, have done a phenomenal job of international scouting and signing, and Mondesi is one of the fruits of their labors. He's from the Dominican. Here's the 1-2. He hits it in the air, foul, and out of play. When he won a Gold Glove last year, he became the first Dodger position player to win a Gold Glove in 14 years since Dusty Baker. We'll take 10 seconds for station identification all along the Houston Astros radio network.
KILT, Houston's home for prime sports radio, where sports has ability.
First, we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Texas Rangers radio network.
Park is crowded 'cause today's the day. We're the Texas Rangers, we came to play.
The Texas Rangers are on the air. This play-by-play broadcast with Eric Nadel and Brad Jam is brought to you by your friendly Dodge dealer, bringing you a lineup of quality cars and trucks. By GTE, it's amazing what we can do together. By the Isle of Capri Casino in Bossier City. By Chief Auto Parts, thousands of parts for thousands of cars. And by Chevron, simply smarter. And now, with the Texas Rangers, here's Eric Nadel.
From the ballpark in Arlington, it is opening day 1996. The Rangers against the Boston Red Sox, and at the moment, everyone at the ballpark is on their feet, observing a moment of silence for umpire John McSherry, National League umpire who collapsed and died today during the Montreal-Cincinnati ball game. The lineup cards being exchanged. Jerry Narron of the Rangers and Kevin Kennedy, the manager of the Red Sox, exchanging lineups, says these two teams get ready to go. The Rangers draw the American League East defending champions for their first 3 games of the season, and Roger Clemens will be on the mound for Boston today. For the Rangers, it's Ken Hill, signed as a free agent in the offseason. It is an absolutely spectacular day for baseball. You couldn't ask for a better afternoon to start the season. The temperature is in the mid-70s. There's hardly any wind at all. We have sunny skies, wispy white clouds, and we are in for a gorgeous afternoon before what appears to be close to a capacity crowd, but at the moment, not quite, as fans continue to pour into the ballpark. We'll have the starting lineups and the first pitch for you right after this.
Yeah, they seem to be faltering for a while, Larry, and then everything held together for them until they got to the playoffs. Then they lost 3 straight to Cincinnati. And as Tom Lasorda pointed out for us on Astro Launch today, he had only 2 players with any kind of postseason experience. So he thinks the team will be a lot better off this year. 2-2 pitch, hit foul out of play, right field side. Nice to see this big crowd here today. And we hope to see the crowds continuing in this sort of a vein throughout the week. A lot of baseball coming up with this whole homestand and 3 clubs coming in, and they're all teams that to be respected in their own ways. The Padres with hard-throwing pitching and Ricky Henderson, Wally Joyner added to their club, and the Giants with Bonds and Williams, always tough in that sense to get out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch in the dirt, blocked by Wilkins. And it's 3-2 now.
He's having trouble with his split finger, and about the only thing he's got left is a fastball. Well, there are a lot of attractions. Tomorrow, the first night game, for those of you that can't get out to a day game, and then the next day, a day game in Hideo Nomo. That's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. The crowd rising here for Shane, at least in applause, that he will be able to make a big pitch to Mike Blowers with a couple of men on, a 3-2 count, so the runners will go. Karros and Mondesi, and here's the pitch. It's low, ball 4. The bases are loaded. That's the 3rd walk for Shane.
Yeah, Brent Strom's going to make his first appearance on the mound.
Of course, working in a game like this, Larry, generally takes more of a toll than in a normal type game.
Will lead off. Cordero at second base. John Valentin will be the shortstop, and Valentin batting second. The American League's most valuable player last year, Mo Vaughn, is hitting third, and Vaughn plays first base. Jose Canseco back in the designated hitter spot after playing a dozen games in the outfield this spring is the cleanup batter. Canseco, the former Ranger, is the DH. Another former Ranger is their number 5 hitter. Catcher Mike Stanley signed as a free agent after 4 years with the Yankees. Stanley batting 5th and catching. Longtime Red Sox left fielder Mike Greenwell is back. Greenwell hitting 6th and playing left field. And the Rangers are taking the field immediately below us, with Ken Hill, the starting pitcher, walking out to the mound and everyone else running out to their positions. Tim Naehring, the third baseman, will bat 7th for the Red Sox today. Troy O'Leary is in right field. He hits 8th. Dwayne Hosey is the number 9 batter, and he's the center fielder. It's Cordero, Valentin, and Vaughn. Canseco, Stanley, and Greenwell. Naehring, O'Leary, and Hosey with the Rocket Man, Roger Clemens, on the mound. For the Rangers, Darrell Hamilton, the free agent signee, leads off. He's in center field. Ivan Rodriguez has moved up to the number 2 spot in Johnny Oates' order. Rodriguez catching and batting second. Will Clark hitting third, and Clark the first baseman. Juan Gonzalez, the new right fielder this year. Gonzalez in the number 4 spot and now playing right field. Mickey Tettleton, the DH. Tettleton hitting 5th. Rusty Greer is batting 6th. Greer in left field. Craig Worthington plays third base today. Dean Palmer still has some tightness in his left hamstring. He is expected back on Wednesday. Worthington hitting 7th at third base. Mark McLemore batting 8th. McLemore the second baseman. And Kevin Elster is the shortstop, with Benji Gill on the disabled list following back surgery. Kevin Elster, the former New York Met, is the shortstop batting 9th. Hamilton, Rodriguez, and Clark. Gonzalez, Tettleton, and Greer. Worthington, McLemore, and Elster for the Rangers, with Ken Hill on the mound. Joe Brinkman will call the balls and strikes. Ken Kaiser umpiring at first. Carol Cousins at second, and Tim Welke at third. And the Rangers get their first look at Ken Hill for real. Hill had a very businesslike approach to spring training, signed as a free agent with a career record of 74 and 61. He pitched in the National League last year, the opening day starter for the St. Louis Cardinals. Before that, he was with the Expos. Ken Hill making his second opening day start. And Brad, this is one guy the Rangers certainly have to count on this year.
And Greg Maddux is long gone. St. Louis and the Mets are now tied 6-6. Mets still batting. They've scored 3 times in the 7th inning. And it's the Cubs 4-2 over San Diego after 7. Here's the pitch. Just outside on a close one. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hollinsworth. So Shane has labored here in this 5th inning. He's trying to get that big pitch, and he is due to bat second in the bottom half of the frame. Here's his 2-2 delivery, swinging a shot up the middle. That's a base hit. It'll score 1, now maybe 2. It gets by all the way to the wall. 3 runs are going to score. And here's the throw to third base. It's there, and there's the tag out. Sean Berry took the relay from Biggio, but Hollingsworth just drove in 3 with a double. So the Dodgers have come up with 3 runs, now 4 runs here in the 5th inning. 4 runs on 4 hits with nobody left. In the middle of the 5th, it's Los Angeles 4 and Houston 1.
Picks up a step and 2 hands it for out number 1. So the first batter of the season has been retired here at the ballpark in Arlington. And here's John Valentin, the shortstop. Had a great year last year, hit 27 homers, drove in 102 runs, and batted .298 for the Red Sox, who won the Eastern Division of the American League by 7 games over the Yankees. They were 86-58, despite a long string of injuries. Kevin Kennedy was second in the Manager of the Year voting. Hill over the top, a high leg kick, and his fastball is outside for ball 1. The Rangers play Valentin slightly to pull. A 1-0 pitch on the way. Just outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Joe Brinkman, the crew chief, behind the plate. The umpire is wearing new uniforms this year. They are wearing navy blue golf shirts. A 2-0 pitch popped up. That's a mile high on the left side of the infield. Worthington, the third baseman, in foul ground, halfway to home. He reaches up and he grabs it. And on a 2-0 pitch, Valentin has popped out. 2 up and 2 down, and it brings up Mo Vaughn.
So apparently, they have like multi-hued choices to make. I don't know how many people saw the White Sox and the Mariners last night, where the umpires were all wearing red golf shirts, and Eric got a close-up look at those, and they're interesting.
They're shiny. They are 100% polyester. They are very shiny, and we'll see how the weather, the changes in climate over the course of the season. Big Mo Vaughn, the MVP in the league last year, takes a fastball outside. Vaughn hit .300, belted 39 homers, and drove in 112 runs to share the league lead in that category. The hulking left-handed hitter takes a fastball from Hill, and it's a strike on the outside corner. The Rangers are playing Vaughn the opposite way in left and in center, but Gonzalez in right plays him deep and to pull. Here's the 1-1 delivery. It bounces 5 feet in front of the plate. A splitter that was very short, and the count is 2-1. I guess it's up to the crew chief for the umpires to decide what outfit they'll wear on a particular day.
That's a lot of pressure for a guy.
Just a guess, and I imagine Joe Brinkman can handle it. He's been in the league since 1973. We'll double check, make sure who makes their wardrobe decisions. 2-1 pitch, just outside, and Hill is behind Vaughn at 3-1.
Look at the problems that presents. I mean, these guys have to work in sync. If one of them shows up in a blue mood and one of them's feeling red that day, I mean, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Here's the wind and the 3-1 offering. Swung on and line to center field. Here comes Hamilton coming hard. He leaves his feet, can't make the catch. It's off his glove. Vaughn takes a big turn and holds up at first. That will be a single for Mo Vaughn. A great effort by Darrell Hamilton. He just couldn't hang on.
Austin came on.
Here's Martinez dealing on 1-2. Miller checking his swing. The appeal went to first. Safe sign given. It's 2-2.
When you think about that Dodger 5th, they also started it with a line drive to left center, and Brian Hunter made a spectacular catch. If he hadn't made that catch, it would have been worse.
Sure would have been. Pitch low outside, a ball. Piazza fighting that one out of the dirt. 3-2 now. The Astros have been held to 3 singles by Ramon Martinez. He's 7-3 against Houston in his career. The string bean right-hander kicks and deals on 3-2. Miller loops a pop fly foul out of play first base side. Martinez has really pitched some gems against the Astros over the years. But he probably still remembers that one game a few years ago when he had a 7-0 lead and didn't win. Eric Anthony hit a pinch 3-run homer off him to start the comeback. Here's the 3-2 now to Miller. He fights it off, fouls it back. Anthony Young has been working. Now he's finished his preparations in the bullpen area. We're in the 5th inning here. The Astros took the lead in the 2nd inning. Miller waits. Here's The pitch coming on 3-2. He swings, high drive, left center field. Hollinsworth moving over. Butler back on the warning track. It's caught by Butler. The center fielder caught up with it for out number 1. But Miller put a charge into it. And now we'll have a pinch hitter for Shane Reynolds, Bill Spires. This is Spires' first appearance as an Astro in a regular season game. Spires this spring hit .163 with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. He had 49 at-bats. The Astros needed a left-handed bat off their bench. They signed him over the winter. Has American League experience with Milwaukee. Hits one high and deep. Right field. Mondesi goes back up against the scoreboard, looking up, and it's caroming back on the field off the wall. So Spires is into second with a pinch double.
Oh, boy. I think he should have had a triple on that ball. I think he was watching it. I don't know if he thought Mondesi was just going to catch it. Mondesi was playing it as if he was going to catch it easily. And then the ball hit up too high on the scoreboard, and it took one big hop. I think if Spires would have had his head down and just going full speed, that he would have been able to make it to third. But you don't want to take any chances with Mondesi, because he can throw it from that scoreboard all the way to third base on a fly.
Bet he can. So Spires with a pinch double lights a fire. Now here's Brian Hunter. Hunter 1 for 2. The Astros trail it 4-1 in the 5th. Stretched by Martinez. He checks Spires off second in the pitch. Hunter takes. They appeal at first. He did not swing. It's a ball. 1-0. Now Spires hit that high fly ball. Mondesi played it at first as if he would catch it routinely. So he did a little decoying along the way. 1-0 delivery now on its way from Martinez. Hunter swings. Line drive to shortstop. Caught by Gagne. Well hit ball for out number 2. And now it's Craig Biggio trying to get the Astros a little bit closer. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Shane Reynolds, after 5 innings, checked out, allowing 7 hits and 4 runs, all of them earned. He walked 3 and fanned 5. Biggio is grounded out twice, to third and to first. Biggio got the first hit of his career against the Dodgers. Now as his career has grown in stature, trying to strike a big blow in this one. Here's the pitch. It's a strike call, 0-1.
Dodgers are playing him around toward right field. They give him a big gap in left center.
Now Biggio calls time, steps away. Back in 1985, these two clubs opened, and Nolan Ryan beat Fernando Valenzuela 2-1. Here's the 0-1. Biggio takes outside. A ball, a strike. In 81, Fernando Valenzuela made his first major league start in the opener. And
yeah, an emergency start. He was Jerry Royce was supposed to start that game, and he came up with an injury, and Fernando had thrown batting practice the day before.
Wow.
He stepped in and pitched a whale of a ball game.
5-hit shutout. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball left field. Lazy fly for Hollinsworth. And that will end the 5th inning. No runs, a hit, and a
major bullpen. 407 to deep right center. 400 to dead center field. The 1-2 to Hamilton, just outside. It's 404 to deep left center, then 390 to the visitors' bullpen, where a 14-foot high wall begins and runs all the way to the left field line, which is 332 feet from home plate. The rest of the outfield fence 8 feet high. Pitch to Hamilton, swung on and bounced right back to Clemens. One big hop into Rogers' glove. He tosses to Mo Vaughn, and Hamilton is retired. There's one away. Pudge Rodriguez, last year's leading hitter for the Rangers, batted .303 with 12 homers and a career-high 67 runs batted in, which was a club record for catchers. The Rangers wearing their white uniforms, trimmed in red. Red shoes, red caps. Jerry Narron coaching at third, Ed Napoleon at first. The Rangers in their second season under manager Johnny Oates. Will Clark out on deck. The first pitch to Pudge. Now batting second in Johnny Oates' order. and it's high for a ball. Rodriguez has had some time in the number 2 spot, mostly a couple of years ago when Kevin Kennedy was the Ranger manager. He hit there only once last year. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. He chased one a bit outside, it appeared, and the count is 1-1.
Obviously, Rogers still able to throw pretty hard.
Number 1 among active pitchers in strikeouts. Clemens with 2,333. The pitch to Pudge, just outside, and the count is 2-1. Again, the last time Clemens faced the Rangers, Rodriguez hit 2 home runs off him in 2 at-bats, as Texas chased Clemens from the ballgame early at Fenway. Greenwell in left is way over toward the line, but Posey, the center fielder, shades toward right, so they give Rodriguez the left center field alley. O'Leary straight away, the right fielder, and the infield pretty much straight away against Pudge. Clemens working 2-1, and Rodriguez takes way inside. The count goes to 3 balls and a strike.
One of these times we're going to see that fastball. I'm really anxious to see that because you expect and are used to just seeing smoke come off the stuff he throws.
Clemens, a power pitcher, but also a ground ball pitcher. The 3-1 delivery. Fouled away on the right side, and the count has gone full to Pudge Rodriguez. Our thanks to Will Clark for joining Brad on the warm-up show. He'll receive a gift certificate from Mark Jordan Incorporated, autographs and collectibles, right here on the 3rd floor in center field at the ballpark in Arlington. 3-2 the count. A gorgeous day at the ballpark. The field drenched in sunshine. Here's the payoff pitch to Pudge. Outside, ball 4, and Rodriguez, who has been working all spring on being more selective, draws a base on balls, and that's something he hasn't done very much in the past. He walked only 16 times last year.
And I'm sure Clemens is saying to Rodriguez that he's been saying to himself, the Rodriguez I've been pitching to all these years is going to swing at that pitch for sure. Might have even been a little better pitch than he wanted to throw, the old Pudge.
Here's Will Clark. The Thrill hit .302 last year, which is also his career average. He hit 16 homers, drove in 92 runs. He led the club in runs batted in. And the pitch to Will is low for ball 1. They shade Clark the opposite way in the outfield. Left-handed batter. He sees Greenwell, the left fielder, toward the line and left, and Hosey over toward left center. 1 ball, no strikes. The stretch by Clemens and the pitch. And it's outside and high. And Rogers behind in the count, 2-0 to Clark. Clark with 5 at-bats off Roger Clemens in his 2 years in the American League, with 3 hits, including a home run. Juan Gonzalez waits on deck. We are scoreless in the bottom of the 1st. 2-0 to Clark. The stretch and the pitch and a swing and a blast to the gap in right center. Way back goes O'Leary. He can't get it. It's past him, bouncing off the wall. Rodriguez around third. He's coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. Rodriguez dives head first. He scores. The Rangers lead 1-0 on a double by Clark. The ballpark is on its feet as Will Clark has driven home the first run of the Ranger season. Rodriguez scoring ahead of the relay throw with a head-first dive, and Mike Stanley's tag just a little bit late.
Yeah, you know, Rodriguez really put on a burst, too, because when that ball was in the air on its way in to Cordero, I thought that was really going to be a bang-bang play, Eric, and it wound up Pudge beating it by several steps, in addition to the throw being up the line and late a little bit.
1-0 Texas. Here's Gonzalez, and the first pitch, a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, they like that here. Folks like that.
Fans just now settling back down. There's only 1 out in the first. Tettleton waits on deck. It's 0-1 to Juan. Here's the pitch. Fastball, strike call on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Gonzalez also with the white batting gloves today. A new look for many of the Rangers, who primarily wore red batting gloves last year.
Just an opening day thing?
Yeah,
or
could be. Kind of like us wearing ties.
Yeah.
You might not see it again on Wednesday.
Look close.
Here's the 0-2, and it's just outside. Gonzalez wouldn't offer. So So the Rodriguez walk has turned into a run.
You know, and I'm sure that's something that Oates and Jaramillo will be whispering in his ear, too. See what happens when you're patient?
1-2 the count to Gonzalez, who lost about 15 pounds in the offseason under the direction of his orthopedist. A 1-2 pitch. Inside and low. Gonzalez started to swing and held up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mike Stanley appeals to Ken Kaiser, who believes that Gonzalez stopped the swing in time. 2-2 the count. Gonzalez had back trouble last year, as you know. He missed 54 games. Still hit 27 homers and drove in 82 runs. The Rangers' all-time home run leader. Here's the 2-2. Gonzalez a swing and a miss. He has struck out. Low pitch from Clemens, and Gonzalez swung over the top of it. 2 outs. Rangers leading 1-0. And here's Mickey Tettleton, the DH.
Juan was thinking about hitting that thing a very long way, and Clemens threw him one down. If he had hit it, he would have driven it into the ground. And he chased a pitch out of the strike zone.
A split finger pitch, I think, that Gonzalez saw as a fastball until the bottom dropped out of it. Tettleton, left-handed batter, led the club in homers last year with 32. And the Mick takes the first pitch low for ball 1. With 1 out, Rodriguez walked. Clark doubled him home with a shot to the gap in right center. Gonzalez struck out, and now Mickey Tettleton. 4th in the league last year in walks with 107. He led the club in on-base percentage, almost 400. The pitch to the Mick, off speed, and that missed. And Clemens wanted the call on that. He didn't get it. Tettleton has the count in his favor at 2-0. They played Tettleton to pull on the infield. The shortstop Valentin is on the outfield grass and way over towards second base. The second baseman Cordero is on the outfield grass and closer to first base than he is to second. Vaughn backed up at first. Here's the 2-0. Mickey takes it way outside. It's 3-0 with Rusty Greer waiting on deck. Now the center fielder Dwayne Hosey takes several steps over toward right with the count in Tettleton's favor. They have repositioned Hosey. Here's the stretch and the 3-0, and Mickey takes high ball 4. So Tettleton does what he did 107 times last year. He draws a base on ball. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. And here's Rusty. Greer moving up in the order today with Dean Palmer out of action. Johnny Oates said that Palmer's about 80%, he estimates, with regard to that tight hamstring. He does not expect to use Dean today in any capacity, but thinks he'll be back in the lineup Wednesday. 2 on, 2 outs. The pitch to Rusty. Fastball right down the pipe. A call, strike 1. They are straight away in the outfield with Hosey in center and O'Leary in right. Greenwell in left is a step or 2 toward the line. Clark at second, Tettleton at first. The pitch. Greer takes low. Nice stop by Mike Stanley on a bouncing pitch. And it's 1-1. The Rangers, who lead 1-0, won the season series from the Red Sox last year, 4-3, and have won the season series 5 times in the last 6 years from Boston. Here's the 1-1 to Greer. A swing and a little looper down the left field line. Greenwell coming toward the line and in, and he makes the catch to retire the side. They had Greer defensed properly in left field. But the Rangers have the lead. 1 run on 1 hit. 2 men left, and after an inning, it's the Rangers 1, the Red Sox 0.
1 ball and 2 strikes. They're usually, well, they're about 20 or so photographers when they come out to stretch. And on the days that Nomo pitches, of course, they usually televise back to Japan, as they will be doing on Wednesday. So his moves, his every moves, have been chronicled ever since he joined the team last year. 4-1 Dodgers. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to the left side. On one hopper, Sean Berry. He tags Fonville, knocks him down. And now he goes back to see if he's all right. Fonville's still down. It's 5 unassisted to end the top of the 6th inning as Berry slapped a hard tag on him, and Fonville is still down as the trainer and manager come over. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Physical game here today in the middle of the 6th inning. Dodgers 4, Astros 1. Now this from your local station. Right after 10 seconds for station identification all along the Houston Astros radio network. Final score in from Atlanta, 10-8. The Braves beat the Giants in a slugfest. Giants got 3 in the top of the 9th inning. Right here, it's a 4-1 lead for the Dodgers over the Astros. Jeff Bagwell leads it off in the last of the 6th inning. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Ramon Martinez kicks and deals to him. Bagwell takes, and it's strike one call. Chad Fonville stays in to play second base despite getting hurt on the tag by Sean Berry to end the top of the inning.
He's still a little groggy, I think.
0-1 pitch, bounces. 1 ball, 1 strike. We have warm-up action in the Houston pen. Right-hander Doug Brocail is getting loose. Dodgers have 9 hits. The Astros 4. 3 singles and a pinch double by Bill Spires. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball deep left field. Bagwell launches one. Goodbye. Jeff Bagwell hits the Astros' first homer of 96, and they now trail 4-2.
Will likely be one of many.
It's the 3rd of his career against Martinez, and now that gets the crowd stirred up again. A 2-run lead for the Dodgers. Here's Derek Bell. He's 0 for 2.
Bagwell and Bell both homered on opening day last year.
There's ball 1. Now that was out in San Diego, and a nice slugfest for Houston on that occasion. Here's the 1-0 pitch now. Bell takes, and it's a strike call outside corner. So Bagwell, who showed at the end of spring training that he was getting ready, hit a home run on Saturday in Memphis against the Cardinals to tie for the club lead with 3 this spring. Bell hits one foul out of play. 1-2, and Jeff might have timed it just about right. You know, you hate to hit 450 or 500 in spring training with
waste all those hits down there.
That's right. Dodger bullpen is getting started. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4-2 lead now for Los Angeles. Here's the pitch. High. 2-2 the count. Dodgers have 3 lefties, 3 right-handers in their bullpen. Right-hander Darren Hall is getting loose right now. Here's the 2-2 delivery. There's a fly ball, right center field. Butler has a long way to go. He is not going to be able to get it. It gets by him. It rolls to the wall. Here's Bell heading for third base. Mondesi hits the cutoff man. No throw to third. Triple by Bell.
And Butler's still down. Bell went into his emergency stance, Bill, where he spreads his legs apart and does not stride, stands a little lower, shortens up on the bat in the swing. And he just punched that ball, but he's so strong, he drove it into the gap by Butler, who came within about a foot of catching it and then jammed his knee into the turf. So now the Astros have an excellent chance to close to within 1 and maybe do even more as Hall in the bullpen starts to hurry now, and he's going to be joined by a left-hander.
As Derek May comes into the batter's box, John Cummings is the left-hander. It's a 2-run lead now for the Dodgers. The Astros have Bell at third after a triple. Nobody out. May at the plate. He's 0 for 2.
And he's had more success against Ramon Martinez than any player in the Astros lineup.
Here's the pitch to Derek May. He swings and loops a pop foul. Third base side out of play. Sean Berry is on deck.
Dodgers are back all the way on the infield. The third baseman, Flowers, is a little bit closer. He might be able to hold Bell on a sharply hit ball, but any other ground ball will score the runner.
0-1 the count. Martinez kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. National League umpire John McSherry died today of an apparent heart attack in Cincinnati. That game postponed.
As they travel around all summer long.
No balls and 2 strikes. Bell at third with nobody out. Here's a pitch to May outside, a ball.
You know, travel around a lot too, but not nearly as much as they do because they don't have a home city.
Right. And the four of them, when they're on a crew for a few months together, usually before they're rotated, really have to band closely together with all that travel. Here's the 1-2 now. Fly ball left field. Bell is going back to tag. Here's a catch by Hollingsworth. Throw to the plate. Bell racing home, and he scores. He comes in head first, and it's now a 4-3 ball game. Sac fly for May.
Derek thought that he was going to have to really hurry to get in there because it was a shallow fly ball, but Hollingsworth didn't get much on the throw. He probably could have gone in standing up. You can't tell that, though, when the throw's behind you.
Nope.
So give him the A for effort, and the Astros are within a run.
Now Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, is on his way to the mound.
And also give Derek May some credit for getting that run home after falling behind in the count to a guy who does have strikeout capability.
Absolutely right, Larry, because he had a 1-2 count on him. And usually it's a defensive type posture, as you pointed out, for the hitter. That's what we've seen Derek Bell do so well with 2 strikes. But let's say he doesn't get the run home. Now the next guy up, Barry, is facing a tough right-hander, and he's really feeling the pressure to get that runner home.
That's right. Takes the pressure off now for Barry. It's just a matter of a normal hitting assignment. Try to get yourself on base.
Roqueo continues to throw in the Astros pen. Barry 0 for 1 with a walk. He scored the first run of the game in the second. 4-3 Dodgers. Here's the pitch. High, ball 1. A home run by Bagwell started the last of the 6. Bell followed with a triple. Now a sac fly by May. Puts Barry to the plate. Third baseman Blowers backs up several steps. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High to Barry.
Well, they shot off some fireworks when Bagwell hit that home run. And if that is planned for every home run the Astros hit this year, and we have a big game here sometime along the way, which is not out of the question with this team, we could have some visibility problems.
Like flying in a fog. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Outside. 3-0 now. Now we may have to send out an advanced sentry to call the game if all these home runs create a lot of smoke here in the Astrodome. Here's the 3-0 delivery. High, ball 4. He didn't come close, so Barry takes the walk, his second, and the third by Martinez.
Barry is ordinarily about an average hitter in terms of the number of walks he will draw. Wilkins is above average. Bagwell and Biggio are way above average. And so the Astros have some guys that can really get on base without having to swing the bat.
Now the crowd ready for more offense. Rick Wilkins is 1 for 2. Bouncer out behind second. Biggio will flip it, and they get it. As Biggio gets it to Miller, Biggio showed some great range, took a hit away from Hollingsworth, and that'll get him up here for the 7th inning stretch. They're getting up in the dome. We invite you to join them at home. 7th inning stretch. The Dodgers lead it 4-3. Hall is the new pitcher for the Dodgers as the crowd starting to settle down after their stretch here. And Cedeno's gone into play left field. So the Astros within a run. Martinez, that tough starter, is gone. And Hall, a right-hander, is on to pitch.
This guy's got pretty good stuff. He's been around a while, mostly in the minor leagues. A couple of years with the Blue Jays, and he's 31 now, and he had a very good spring for the Dodgers.
Angelosi's the pinch hitter, batting left. And he takes a strike at the knees on the inside corner.
Hall is 6'3", 205 pounds. He had a lot of elbow problems last year, only got into 17 games. 0-2 with a 441 and 3 saves for the Blue Jays.
No balls, 1 strike. Out of the stretch, he brings it. There's a lined foul up here into the seats on the left side.
Well, he's done one thing against Angelosi that a lot of pitchers have been unable to do, and that is get ahead in the count.
Yeah, because the little guy works that count pretty good, and right now he's in a hole, 0-2. All in relief of Martinez. Martinez struck out 2, walked 3, and gave up 3 runs. Down and out, a little sinking action, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We've got a lefty throwing in our bullpen. That'll be Tabaka. Oh, we're in good hands up here now, boy. Dr. Rob Parrish paying a visit to our booth today. There's a line foul up here to the left side, and he's got to be proud of the way Wilkins has played here today.
Yeah, and Wilkins is pretty proud of his work, too.
So am I.
That's right. He did specializes on the spine, upper and lower.
Wilkins and I can attest to that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Cangelosi goes looking in the pinch hitter's role. So Hall opens up with a K. And you go to the top of the order with Hunter, who had a single in the 3rd inning. And Hunter has made a fine running catch in this ball game over into left center on a ball that was slicing away from him. And he robbed the Shields of a hit. Probably extra bases in that inning. Hunter 1 for 3. Hall delivers. And a strike right in on the hands called, and it's 0-1. Cedeno in left. Collinsworth has left the game. He did his damage with a big bat today. And a strike called. Boy, he's throwing strikes. Second straight hitter he's jumped in front of. 0-2. Nobody on, 1 down, 7th inning. Astros trailing by a run. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, he didn't chase it. And Piazza did a good job going out to get that ball.
He chased it.
He really did. You put that in the bank a little with him because his bat is much more important to the Dodgers than his catching. But if you'd have had a man on in that situation, that was a heck of a stop by Piazza. Ready for a 1-2 to Hunter. It's on the way from Hall. Swinging and fouling up into the screen. And it's still 1-2. We owe you a break. We'll get one in just as soon as we can as we head to the top of the hour in the home opener, the season opener for the 96 Astros. Dodgers tomorrow night. Dodgers Wednesday afternoon. Thursday's open. Padres come in for the weekend. Swinging and a pop over here to the right side. Coming back near the screen. Piazza is going to squeeze it. And it's 2 down in the inning. Now let's let our stations come in and tell you who they are and where they're coming from right here on the Astros Radio Network. From the Dome on this Monday afternoon, Milo Hamilton and Larry Durker saying hello to the folks in Austin, KIKY, over in Baton Rouge, WIBR, and in Beaumont, KLVI. Right-hand pitcher, right-hand batter, Biggio. And it's a little high for a ball. Biggio bounced out twice and flied to left. He's 0 for 3. Made a couple of nice plays at second base today, but hasn't jumped into the hit column as yet. And the Astros are trailing 4-3 as they bat in the 7th inning. Pitch to him, and that is a strike right into the hands on the inside corner, and it's 1-1. Remember, after our broadcast as far as the ball game, we'll have star of the game, spin some highlights, and look at all the other scores. And then on our flag station, bring along Kenny Hand and Rich Lord in section 610. There's a swing and a foul to the screen, and it's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Biggio trying to get on for Bagwell. Bagwell jacked one out of here when he led off the 6th inning. It's a 4-3 Dodger lead. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He chased the ball up and away. Hall comes in with some good stuff and makes quick work of Cangelosi, Hunter, and Biggio. It's 1-2-3, and we head to the 8th. Still a 1-runner here. LA 4, Houston 3. We go to the 8th inning, and we bring on a left-hander who did a nice job for us last year. Struggled in spring training, Wrangler, but last week looked like maybe he got some stuff back.
Well, his last time out, he was very impressive. Dominating. Jeff Tabaka came over in the Phil Plantier deal with the Padres. And you're right, he pitched pretty well for the Astros in the second half of last season. And that certainly meant a lot more to Terry Collins and the staff in terms of evaluating him for the year than watching him a few innings this spring. Last year, he was 1-0 with the Astros, a .222 earned run average in 24 games. And he had 19 strikeouts in 24 innings. He's got good stuff.
All right, here we go with their shortstop, Greg Gagne. He's walked twice and flied to center. Hey, the old Cougar did all right out of that pen today.
Yes, he did. Anthony Young, a couple of shutout innings, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks.
This is Gagne. Walked twice against Reynolds. Young got him on a fly ball to center. DeBacca's pitch tight under the knees of ball, and it's 1-0. American League, New York, Cleveland postponed snow. Rescheduled tomorrow. Swing and a foul back. Kansas City, Baltimore postponed. Rain and cold. Minnesota is leading Detroit 3-1. They're in the bottom of the third. Texas leading Boston 2-0. Worthington got a home run. Hill and Clemens in that game. That's a pitch for a little high for a ball. Toronto and Oakland will be tonight with Hansen and Reyes. That's the American League on our 8th inning look at the board. Swing and a miss on a ball that was up out of the strike zone. Gagne did him a favor, and it's 2-2. Atlanta scored early and had a big lead, but the Giants made it interesting. Braves beat them 10-8. Maddox a winner. Getting to be a habit. Swing and a miss. Well, I tell you, that ball might be moving a little bit for DeBacca the way he chased those two pitches.
That four-seam riding type fastball, and Gagne was swinging under it.
The Braves played long ball. Klesko, Blauser, McGriff, Lemke, and Walton. 5 bombs in the bandbox in Atlanta, and the Braves outlasted the Giants 10-8. Dunston and Hill homered for the Giants. Pitch is a ball, and it's 1-0 with Cedeno batting here for the first time in this game. Remember, he replaced Hollingsworth in left. That just did slide off the corner, and it's 2-0. Fonville due up next. Roger Cedeno. That's a strike call, and it's 2-1. Roger Cedeno. That's a strike call, and it's 2-1. Our ball game is in the 8th inning in the Dome. Here's the pitch from the lefty. Boy, that just did drop a little low. Man, oh man, he can't get a close call here. Hey, look at those Mets. They came back from trailing 6-0 and beat the Cardinals 7-6. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a foul back. Boy, what a nice comeback for Dallas Green's guy.
Yeah, what a way to start for Tony La Russa in the National League. Thought he had his first one, and then it was gone.
DePoto beat the Cardinals in that game in front of 42,000 at Shea. There's a strike call. Boy, you come back from 3-0 and get him. That's some pitching right there. That's 9 strikeouts of the Dodgers here today. And now here is Fonville batting for the first time. He ran for DeShields in the 6th inning, stayed in the game to play second base. This little guy jumped right from A ball to the big leagues last year and did a good job. Here's the pitch. Strike call in the knees on the inside corner.
He's a switch hitter. Doesn't have much power. Sprays the ball around.
Here's the pitch to him. Woo, he fouled one, a pitch up in his eyes. The Padres and the Cubs have played 9, and they're 4-4.
Play a few more.
Sanchez and Service homered for the Cubs. Pittsburgh and Florida played a strike called outside corner.
Whoa.
Struck out the side. Holy Toledo, what a job by DeBacca. All right, let's see if that'll put some life in the old bats here. We're down by a run, middle of the 8th. Dodgers 4, Astros 3 now. This from your local station. As we get ready to go to the bottom of the 8th, Hall ready to work. He'll be looking at Bagwell, Bell, and May. And to complete our 8th inning scoreboard on a very sad note, very popular umpire for many years in the National League, John McSherry, umpiring behind the plate today at Cincinnati Collapse. died an hour later of a massive heart attack. He was a very popular umpire, and he will be missed. He was the crew chief today for that ball game. So John McCary, 51 years old, died with the chest protector and the mask on today, umpiring behind home plate at Cincinnati. This is Bagwell, homered the last time up, and he swings and lifts a high fly ball, shallow right, and Mondesi will yell off the infielders and make the catch. The Bagwell first pitch swinging in the 8th inning flies out to shallow right to Mondesi, and it'll bring up Derek Bell. Is hit into a force play, flying to center, and he's had a double and scored a run. Triple, rather. Where'd I get double?
You asked me.
And then scored on a May sacrifice fly. That was a nice piece of hitting by May to get that sacrifice fly because he'd gotten down in the count in that at bat. Here's a strike to Bell. The Dodgers 4-10-0, and the Astros 3-6-1. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Bell batting, May on deck. Nobody on, one away. Here's the pitch. That's a strike again call. Hall works quickly, and boy, he's been right around that strike zone. He's retired 4 in a row. Here's the pitch. And it is a ball. He almost leaned across for it, laid off in time, and it's 1-2. 34,000 from the opener here in the Astrodome. Here's the 1-2. Just a little outside, and Bell reached across again, but didn't go after it. Now he's leveled the count at 2-2. The Dodgers' 4-run 5th is holding up at the moment. Dodgers are leading 4-3. Here's the stretch pitch. Swinging, bouncer foul up over the dugout on the third base side, and it stays 2-2 to Bell.
Dodgers have a left-hander tuning up in the bullpen, might come in and face Derek May.
That's Mark Guthrie. Swinging a foul back. And it's still 2-2. Bell got around late on that pitch and fouled it back, and it holds at 2-2. Minnesota gets 2 more, and they're still batting in the 3rd, leading Detroit 5-1. And you'll get all of that with Larry Dierker on his scoreboard right after the game on Astros radio. Ready for a 2-2. Swinging and missing, and it's another strikeout. He's retired 5 in a row, and 3 of the outs have been K's.
Been all over the corners. Nobody really has had a pitch over the middle of the plate to swing at.
Derek May 0 for 2 had a sac fly to left in the 6th inning that plated Bell and got the Astros to within a run. And that's still where it is, 4-3.
Not going to make that change.
Here's the pitch. Swinging, smash foul. Past our new first base coach, Rick Sweet. And somebody in the bullpen's going to have to chase it down as it goes onto the outfield turf.
A lot of Major League managers these days would make this switch without even thinking twice. Bring in a left-hander, then bring in Todd Worrell to pitch the 9th. Well, it's sort of more old school. He stays with pitchers a little longer, and when he's got a guy out there throwing this well, he doesn't care if it's a left-hander or a right-hander coming up. He's going to let him keep pitching.
Paul is retired 5 in a row, 3 of the 5 outs, strikeouts, and now he's got a strike 1 count to Derek May. The look in, settles in at the belt. Here's the pitch. Strike call, split that plate in 2 at the knees. Boy, I tell you, he's working it. Berry is due up next. The Astros have been out hit 10-6, outscored 4-3 as they bat in the 8th inning. Guthrie continues to throw in the bullpen down the left side for L.A. Here's the pitch. Swinging and a sinking liner. Fonville to his right. Sets up and fires, and he got him by 3 steps. And it's a 1-2-3 inning as the bullpen member Hall has come on and retired 6 in a row. We'll head to the 9th. Dodgers 4, Astros 3. We go to the 9th inning, and we want to, before we get through here today, Wrangler, we want to tip our cap to the Corps of Cadets from Texas A&M. What a job they did, the singing cadets, the Corps of Cadets color guard, and the fish drill team, and they entertained the crowd royally here before the game and really did a marvelous job. Butler with 2 for 4 will lead it off in the 9th inning, lefty against lefty. Tabaka still on the hill. Came on and struck out the side in the 8th inning. So Tabaka's job is clear cut here. Keep them where they are, so you've got a shot in the bottom of the inning. It's 4-3 Los Angeles. Worrell, their big closer, warming up in the bullpen down the left side. Pitch down and away from Tabaka to Butler, and it's ball 1. Tabaka ready with the sign, and now the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike, and it's 1-1. Also, thanks to the folks at Metro for providing round-tripper service to this afternoon's game.
And they'll do that every Sunday as well from the West Loop lot.
Swinging a foul up into the screen. And it is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brett Butler. Piazza's on deck. For Dodgers, Butler, Piazza, Mondesi, and Hollandsworth have had 2 hits apiece in this game. Butler back up in there. Tabaka ready. Wilkins sets up on the outside corner. And it's right there. Boy, you can't hit a target any better than that, Wrangler.
Tabaka's got 4 strikeouts in a row, and the Astros have 10 in the game. 11 now.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it till I recounted because you're usually right.
Well, I don't know about that.
Here's Piazza, 2 for 4, and 2 great plays on him when he didn't get hits. There is a ball down low. Well, it was great seeing Billy Doran come in from Cincinnati. As you mentioned, the other 5 MVPs all live here. There's a swing and a foul into the screen.
And Doran has been around here when this dome has been rocking. 86, all the noise. You could feel the place vibrate. Gonna get that going again.
A ball and a strike. Piazza batting, Karros on deck. Tabaka's retired 4 in a row. Done it with the strikeouts. Fouled out of play way down the right side. And it's 1-2.
Somebody made a play down there.
They've been making some plays in those stands today. I don't think a lot of folks brought their gloves for the opener. They're having some fun with them. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun at the ballpark. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Crowds him, backs him out of there, and it's 2-2. Pirates get a run. They lead Florida 1-0, bottom of the 3rd. Down to Joe Robbie. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tabaka leans forward, kicks and fires. Way high. Look, I think he slipped a little on that pitch.
Good changeup.
He just didn't get done with that delivery, what he wanted to do.
Got Todd Worrell loosening. He'll be ready for the 9th.
3-2. Oh, he almost hit him in the shins. So after 4 Ks, now he walks Piazza. 4th walk to the Dodgers in the game. And here is Karros. He is 1 for 4. He had an RBI single in the 5th inning. He drove in their first run, and he scored their second run. And as the fans listening on their radios look out toward the facade just outside the 2 foul poles.
Tony Delk tied an NCAA championship record with 7 3-pointers and scored 22 points last night. And freshman Ron Mercer added 20 to lead Kentucky to a 76-67 victory over Syracuse. and its first national championship since 1978. Kentucky finishes the year 34-2. It's their 6th national championship, second all-time to UCLA's total of 10. It's the first national championship for Kentucky coach Rick Pitino. John Wallace led Syracuse with 29 points, but fouled out in the closing minutes. Todd Bergen added 19 for the Orangemen, but Kentucky wins it 76-67. They're champions of the NCAA basketball scene. Well, the Cardinals lost their 96 opener in New York yesterday. Redbirds jumped in front 6-0 in the game thanks to a solo home run by John Mabry and a 3-run blast by Willie McGee.
Bobby Jones set for the 2-2. Here he comes. Breaking ball. High drive. Deep right field. To the track goes Husky. And this ball's in the bullpen. It is 6-0 Cardinals as Willie McGee goes deep.
But a Farmer hand hurt the Cardinals. Mets left fielder Bernard Gilkey played a big part in the Mets comeback.
Swing and a fly ball deep into left field. That may leave the park. Home run, Gilkey. 6-3 to score now.
Here's the pitch. Line drive, base hit right field. Here comes Jones. The throw by McGee is cut off. We're tied 6-6 as Bernard Gilkey stings his old teammates with a base hit to right field.
The Mets wound up scoring 4 runs in the 7th on 5 consecutive hits, and they won the game 7-6. Cardinals and the Mets are off tomorrow. They resume the season-opening series Wednesday afternoon in Shea Stadium. Elsewhere in the National League yesterday and last night, Atlanta beat San Francisco 10-8. The Cubs beat San Diego 5-4. That game went 10 innings. Los Angeles over Houston 4-3, and Pittsburgh shut out Florida by a score of 4-0. In the American League, Minnesota 8, Detroit 6. Texas beat Boston 5-3. And the game being played in Las Vegas, Toronto leads Oakland by a score of 6-2. That game is in the 6th inning. The Cincinnati-Montreal game this afternoon, or yesterday afternoon, was postponed in the 1st inning after just 7 pitches. Veteran umpire, 51-year-old John McSherry, collapsed on the field. Marty Brenneman is the Cincinnati Reds broadcaster.
John McSherry signaled for second base umpire Steve Ripley, it looked like. He started back toward the door behind home plate, and as he stepped onto the warning track, within a matter of 2 or 3 feet away from the door, he collapsed.
McSherry was taken by an ambulance to a Cincinnati hospital.
Major League umpire John McSherry, 51, was pronounced dead at University Hospital in Cincinnati at 3:01 p.m. Eastern Time. McSherry arrived at University Hospital at 2:40 p.m. and was pronounced dead at 3:01 p.m. According to physicians at University Hospital, the cause of death was sudden cardiac death.
The cruel irony is that McSherry had scheduled his doctor's appointment for later today, Tuesday, because of an irregular heartbeat. Umpire John McSherry, dead at the age of 51. Well, the Blues have called up first-year pro goalie Mike Buzek from their American Hockey League affiliate in Worcester. Grant Fuhr suffered a knee injury Sunday afternoon in Detroit as he was playing in a league record 76th game of the season. He's listed as day-to-day, but he's expected to be out a week to 10 days. Blues also signed former Boston University right wing Bob LaChance yesterday and assigned him to Worcester. LaChance was drafted by the Blues in the 6th round of the '92 draft. In the NHL last night, Ray Shepard had a goal and an assist. John Van Beesbroek stopped 25 shots as Florida scored 3 straight second-period goals and held off Hartford 3-2. Pat LaFontaine had 2 goals, 2 assists. Randy Burridge added a goal and 2 assists as Buffalo held on for a 6-4 win over the Montreal Canadiens. And Tim Sweeney scored 3:29 into the 3rd period. He helped the Boston Bruins salvage a 1-1 tie and remain unbeaten all time against the Ottawa Senators. In the 3rd period, Edmonton leads Vancouver. That score is 5-2. And finally, Dallas Cowboy star Michael Irvin was indicted yesterday by a Dallas grand jury on 2 drug charges. Irvin was indicted on possession of marijuana.